mass numbers to make a clear statement in 2027. We are no longer going to follow politicians who are now taking us back into the political histories of our country, of whereby we had dictators in our country. We are not going to allow that kind of politics. We are not going to allow politics of tokenism in this country. We are not going to allow the use of this country to... The Gen Z spokesperson. And first of all, I would like to send my condolences to the family of Joanna Ngeno, the Member of Parliament, who has just recently died through a chopper crash. And I want to tell the people of Kipsigis community, poleni sana. Na sisi tutasimama na nyinyi kama Gen Zs. We are going to stand with you and we will attend the funeral. I personally, as a Gen Z spokesperson, I will attend that funeral. And I want to say this, you know, there's a shockwave that is now across the country that is disturbing a lot of people, both within the government and within the opposition. This wave of Edwin Watenya Sifuna. And yesterday, as you well saw, we attended a burial of the family of Sifuna. And we have said it very clearly, because the Luhya community has stated very categorically that they are going to stand behind Edwin Sifuna. We, as the youth of this country, I want to consolidate that the people of the Republic of Kenya, the youths of this country, have made a collective decision that they are going to stand with Edwin Watenya Sifuna for the presidential race in 2027. Sisi tuko nyuma ya Sifuna. And I want to encourage as many youths as possible. Kwa sababu nimeona watu wako na joto mingi, watu wameanza uoga, watu sasa hivi wanaogopa Sifuna. Hata nimeona wengine wanasema they are going to negotiate with Sifuna. You are going to negotiate with Sifuna once he is the president of the Republic of Kenya. But you are not going to negotiate with Edwin Sifuna for any position within your government. Because you are going home and you must accept that there is a new wave that has come in this country. A new wave of new leadership. Of leaders who have integrity. Of leaders who are ready to transform the Republic of Kenya. And that is why we are consolidating our votes as the youth of this country to one individual by the name Edwin Watenya Sifuna. Na mimi nataka niseme hivi. Edwin Sifuna is somebody who has stood with principles. Somebody who has a good track record. Somebody of whom we have never heard of any scandals by Edwin Watenya Sifuna. Somebody who is stood with integrity. Somebody who is ready to stand with the truth and stand with the Kenyan people. And that is the politics we want in our country. That is why we are saying we are supporting Edwin Watenya Sifuna for the presidency of the Republic of Kenya coming up in 2027. And that is the presidential candidate that we have settled for. So for those who are aspiring for any presidential seat in 2027, you must be behind Edwin Watenya Sifuna. Those who are in Linda Mwananchi, we are standing with you. But the presidential candidate must be Edwin Watenya Sifuna. The likes of Babu Owino, the likes of Caleb Bamisi, the likes of Kina Kibagendi, the likes of Didi Nyoro, we are encouraging them to lure behind Edwin Sifuna. We are even encouraging Babu Owino to leave about this seat of Nairobi County and focus on the national politics of this country. Because Babu Owino, you are going to be the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. Because somebody like Didi Nyoro will be part and parcel of the government in 2027. That's why we are saying, sisi ni team Sifuna, na sisi ndo Sifuna. Kila mtu sahi ni Sifuna. Hata hao watu ambao wako hapa, hao ni Sifuna. Na sisi pia tunasimama na Sifuna. Sasa kama Sifuna yuko, sisi ni kina nani? Ndio maana tunasema Sifuna. Hii mambo ya chopa, tumeona hii mambo ya chopa, watu wanaanguka na machopa. Sisi tunaambia Edwin Sifuna, kabla upande chopa lazima uombe ruhusa kwa wananchi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. Hii mambo ya chopa tutaki na mambo ya Sifuna. Sasa kama Sifuna hayuko, sisi ni kina nani? Ndio maana tunaambia Edwin Sifuna, you must be very careful. We are going into a campaign period whereby politicians must be very cautious of whatever duties and whatever act they are engaging themselves in. Because we are coming up to a campaign period where it is going to be very risky. That is why we are telling Edwin Sifuna, we are going to protect you. We are going to ensure Sifuna has enough security. And Sifuna, we are telling you, you must run for presidency in this country. Na kama utaki kusimama rais, mimi jana nilikuambia Sifuna, I told you personally, if you're not going to run for president, uame Kenya. Kwa sababu wewe, yezi kuwa unasimama na wananchi wa Jamhuri ya Kenya na utaki kusimama kiti ya rais. Ndio maana tunakuambia Sifuna, lazima utasimama kiti ya rais 2027. Na tungoji round hii. Hakuna mambo ya kusema mambo ya kwenda kotini, ati mambo ya kuibiwa kura. Sifuna hata ibiwa kura. Wale ambao waliibiwa kura Kenya hii 2027 hakuna mambo ya kuiba kura. Unajua hivyo. Na hakuna mambo ya kujaza kura. Kwa sababu 2027 Kenyans are very serious about the leadership of this country. They no longer are going to entertain gimmicks and theatrics by politicians who are going to sell for them fake agendas. They are telling them they are going to bottom up. Then they shift. Where once they garner power, they now shift political dimensions and start telling Kenyans, oh, we are heading to Singapore, while Kenyans knew they were heading to Canaan. So we are saying this, Sifuna is the Joshua. Sifuna is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. Babu Owino is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. Kibagendi is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. Kaleba Misi is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. James Orengo is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. Winnie Odinga is the Joshua that will take us to Canaan. I myself, as the Gen Z spokesman, I am the Joshua that will take the people of the Republic of Kenya to Canaan. And that is why we are saying we are going to stand behind Edwin Wajakoya Sifuna. And I want to encourage the entire united opposition to lure themselves behind Sifuna, because that is the candidate of the Kenyan people, that is the candidate of Gen Zs, that is the candidate of youths. That's why I'm encouraging Matiani, you must lure behind Edwin Sifuna. Those who want to work with Linda Mwananchi, sisi raundi, nyinyi mtufuate. Nyinyi mtufuate kwa sababu hapo ndo tuko. Hapo mtufuate kwa sababu we have taken the entire wave. We have taken the entire wave. Rigathi Gachagua, lure behind Edwin Sifuna. That is the candidate of the people. And we want to say this, we as the youths of this country, we as Gen Zs, we are going to ensure that we register in mass numbers to make a clear statement in 2027. We are no longer going to follow politicians who are now taking us back into the political histories of our country, of whereby we had dictators in our country. We are not going to allow that kind of politics. We are not going to allow politics of tokenism in this country. We are not going to allow the youth of this country to be lured as goons in political rallies. We are going to ensure that the youth of this country are in the national political discourse of our country. And that is why we are saying we are bringing like-minded individuals who have stood with integrity for the Kenyan people, like Edwin Sifuna, like Babu Owino, and the rest who are standing with Linda Mwananchi. And that is where we are going to stand. And I want to say this to those who are now intimidating the likes of Edwin Sifuna, the likes of Babu Owino, that they are not going to go to Nyanza region. We are telling you, Nyanza does not belong to you. Nyanza belongs to the Kenyan people, and everybody, as per the constitution, is allowed to go anywhere of their wish. And that's why we are saying Edwin Wajakoya Sifuna and the entire team of Linda Mwananchi will go to Nyanza region, and there is nothing you will do to Edwin Sifuna and the rest of those leaders. That is why we are telling you. We are telling you, you must now realize that there is a new political wave in this country. And I want to tell the ODM fraternity, I want to tell the ODM leadership, the ODM party, those of the likes of Oburu Odinga, the likes of Gladys Wanga, we are telling you, we are now seeing, you have now seen the reality on the ground. That is when you are now telling President William Samoei Ruto, ati yo, sisi lazima hii tukienda kwa hii harusi, lazima tupate 50%. The same 50% Gladys Wanga, you are saying that Rigathi Gachagua was a man of shares. Today, it is you, Gladys Wanga, who is asking for shares. Therefore, you must come very clear. If you are going to support Kina Sifuna, join them as early as possible. Because hapa mbele tutafunga mlango. Tutawafungia nje na hii chama ya ODM itaisha. Kwa sababu hii chama cha ODM haiwezi kuwa chama ambayo Mheshimiwa Raila Amolo Odinga alijenga hii chama kwa miaka mingi. Since 2005, ODM party is now being reduced into small parties that are within the Republic of Kenya. ODM party is a national party. It cannot be that ODM party is being controlled by a minority party in the Republic of Kenya like United Democratic Alliance. That is not a party that can control ODM. ODM party, William Samoei Ruto was a founder member of ODM party. Therefore, if President William Samoei Ruto, you want to run for president in this country, it is either you join ODM, but it cannot be that ODM will join UDA. But that cannot be a debate, because ODM and UDA are not parties in this country. They are no longer parties that are recognized by the Kenyan people. That is why we are saying Edwin Sifuna, everybody must lose.